My name is Chris McCaleb. I'm an editor. The end. What did you want me to say? Oh, things I'm known for.
Some of your
Um,
projects.
I'm Chris McCaleb. I'm an editor. I've worked on projects like Better Call Saul, Fear the Walking Dead, Narcos, Patriot on Amazon, which you should all watch. It's good. It's a good show.
You had me on Narcos.
Yeah, it's a new season. It's a crazy season for sure.
How have you gotten involved with some of your more recent projects? I mean, was there something about the show that you liked? What makes you pick a project?
What makes me pick a project? It's interesting. I've had a really good choice of projects that have just come to me or that I've been a part of by just the nature of where my career's been. I was working with Kelly Dixon, the editor, as her assistant, and I worked on the last season of Breaking Bad with her, and I wound up, we co-edited an episode together, and that completely changed my life. And I owe a lot to Kelly. She's really, positioned me to be working on, really good, high quality shows, and I've been lucky, to work on shows like, again, Better Call Saul, *Halt and Catch Fire*, Fear the Walking Dead, and I didn't answer your question at all. I mean, I don't know. I guess you read a script and you meet with the people and, you see, is this something that I want to work on? Is this, because it's a lot of hours. You're spending 60 plus hours a week with people. You want to make sure that you have a really good, and they want to make sure that, you're not a crazy person too. So, it's just about finding the right fit.
Finding people and
Yeah, finding people who you can work with and working on, there's so many shows right now, that you have the opportunity to actually find something that, really speaks to you personally.
how did you actually get into editing many years ago?
I got into editing not long out of college. I was just desperate for work, and I knew a friend of a friend was working at MTV, and I got a job just as a post PA on a couple of projects. And then my first real break came working on this TV show called Robbery Homicide Division that Michael Mann was producing and directing a lot of. And that's really where things took off for me. I was a post PA, but I then proceeded to work on several of Michael Mann's next projects. I worked on the movie Collateral and Miami Vice. I was an assistant editor on that, just sort of working my way up. And I haven't, and then after Miami Vice, I took this sidestep and formed a company with some friends, and we were writing and directing and producing and editing and shooting and everything else, original dramas for the internet. And then financially, it just sort of didn't pan out after the collapse of the economy. And so we kind of all went back to our day jobs, and I started working as an assistant editor again. And I really haven't, I've had almost no time off in, it's almost 7 years, so.
As someone who hadn't been, it's not been that long since you were a student yourself, what kind of advice would you give to someone who is trying to make it in this industry? It sounds like you had some breaks yourself and put in those hours. What would you tell a student now who's trying to make it in the industry?
Well, first I'd say it's very sweet of you to say that it wasn't long ago that I was a student. But the advice that I give any student ever who's trying to get into this is to take every opportunity that comes at you. Whether it's editing a friend's short or editing a feature that somebody comes along and says, we really need an editor, or, don't be afraid of internships. Then now they actually have to pay you, which is, it's not much, but I think it's a California thing. So, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm no lawyer. But yeah, I mean, take internships, any kind of opportunity you can get, any chance you have to learn from people who are already doing it and to learn sort of the tricks that they employ, to learn how to be a professional, which is another really important thing to learn to be working in this industry. I think school is great. it's you know, I don't regret. I went to Loyola Marymount University, and I don't regret my time there at all. And I met some of my best friends there, but being in the field, having your hands, actually getting your hands dirty, that's really the only way that you're going to learn, how to work in this industry. So I always tell people, just anything you can get, take the opportunity, just go, go, go.